What's up, everybody? Welcome to SG Autos. Today we're looking at a super cool car. This is Kia's first attempt at a sports car, and they did a pretty good job. This is a 2019 Kia Stinger. It is rear-wheel drive. It has an 8-speed transmission. It has a twin-turbo V6. It's a pretty serious car. Let's take a look at it and see what we think. Now, as far as the exterior of this car, I love pretty much every aspect of it. They did an excellent job with it. A lot of people say they think they see a little bit of BMW, a little bit of Aston Martin, a little bit of a few different cars, and I see it. Those hoods, those little hood scoops right here, those are very similar to an Aston Martin Vantage or an Aston Martin DB9. They tend to do that. You do get some BMW-ish things going along the side. There is some similarities in the back to a few other cars, but I think that is a little bit more of a Kia look there. I love the quad exhaust. I've yet to hear one of these that's had the exhaust opened up. That'd be really sweet. Right now it's fairly quiet. There's a little bit of a sound. It does sound a little serious, but it's definitely not. There's not a gurgle or pop or anything when you start it up, which would be kind of cool. You get Brembo brakes. So you have excellent stopping power with huge discs in there, rotors, sorry, and LED headlights. As you can see, them kind of flashing there because the camera can't keep up with the refresh rate. I really kind of like these mirrors. They're glossy, shiny. Now, I think this is going to be difficult to keep clean. This is kind of just like your stainless steel refrigerator at home. It always has fingerprints and stuff on it. So that is going to be a little hard to keep clean, but overall, I think this thing looks really sweet. Let's take a look in the back. This is a GT car, so there isn't a lot of room. That seat is in a position for me, so someone sitting behind me is going to have to be pretty small. But it still is functional, and I can move my seat a little bit forward if I had someone in the back. But this isn't really made for 4 people. That's not the point of this. This car is made with one purpose in mind, and that's the person that sits in that seat right there. This is a very definite driver's car, and they did a great job with that. Now, as with all the cars that Kia is doing right now, there's a lot of tech that goes on in here. There's multiple drive modes here, which we can change by spinning this, and we'll move over here. You can see it on there. It gives you several different ones, and then also when you do that, it shows up on your main screen, which is pretty cool. You get sport mode in red, and then custom. So custom, you can actually change to have some features of eco mode and some features of sport mode, or whatever you want to do there. There's actually several things you can do. So that's really cool. If you don't like how one of those modes are, you can customize your own, which is super cool. Now, as with a lot of the Kias now, you get push-button start, you get heads-up display, you get tons of cool features in these cars. So there's lots of cool tech. There's this even has an automatic rear trunk. There's a button up here. If I push, the trunk is electronic, just like on an SUV. But they have it on this car. Super cool feature. Is it necessary? Probably not. But you don't buy a GT car because it's necessary. You buy it because it's really fast and it's fun. So let's check that out and see if it actually is really fast and if it actually is fun. A cool feature is when this car is in sport mode, it gives you can change between a few things. It shows all your gauges there. Or there's your lap timer, or it actually gives you G-force. So you can see how much your face is contorting while you go around a curve. The Kia Stinger has, like I said, a twin-turbo V6 engine. It produces 365 horsepower, and it is very fast. Let's just say that. Top 0 to 60 is 4.7 seconds. You can get this in a rear-wheel drive version. There is also actually an all-wheel drive version. So for those of you up north that want a GT car or a fast car like this, but you have snow. I lived up north. I totally understand. You can still get a Kia Stinger, and that's to me that's a huge thing, because a lot of times sports cars you can't use them up north, and if you want a daily driver, which this car is designed to be a daily driver, you need to have the ability to drive it every day. And if you're up north and it snows, you're not going to be able to drive most sports cars. But this one has an all-wheel drive option, which I think is fantastic. From a daily standpoint, it's actually a pretty comfortable car. The leather seats are nice. They're not too hard. They're not too soft. The driving position isn't too bad. I haven't been on a long trip, so I can't attest to how it would be if for a long period of time. But just from a first look, it's actually pretty comfortable to drive. The steering wheel is electronic. It's totally adjustable. You can move it back and forth. Now, the competitors for this car are Audi and BMW. Now, I've owned both Audi, BMW, and Mercedes, and in that market, this car is fairly comparable. It still is a Kia, which years ago that would mean it's junk. Nowadays, not so much. It's actually a very good car, but it doesn't have the tightness that you feel from a BMW or a Mercedes. With a BMW, when you try to turn the wheel, you actually have to work to turn the wheel. It's difficult to do, which for some people that's a great feature. For other people, they'd prefer it to be softer. So this one is definitely easier to steer from that aspect. But if you like that German engineering tightness, you don't feel that as much in the steering wheel on this car. Not that it's bad, not that it's loose, not that you're disconnected from the road. It's just not quite as tight. But who cares when it has 365 horsepower? Now this car has launch control. We're going to try it. So we have to be in sport mode, which I think we are. And then you have to turn your traction control off. Traction control disabled. Alright, so we're going to put our right foot on the brake. I'm sorry, left foot on the brake, right foot on the gas pedal. It goes to 1500 RPMs until I let off. And there it goes. Oh my god. So if you're wanting a reliable car, you're wanting a car that's going to put a smile on your face, that you're going to enjoy to drive, that overall is comfortable to ride in, check this car out. Compared to its competitors, it's cheaper, and I've said that several times, but it's cheaper. You get a better warranty. Kias have the 100,000 mile warranty on them. Nobody else even comes close to that. And that's free. You don't have to buy the warranty separately. Now other companies might have a warranty you can buy extra, but with this car it's free. It comes with it. So for me, that's a big factor, is just the fact that I have a warranty. It also has a 5-year 60,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty. You don't get that with the other ones. So now, is this a German car? Again, no. It's not going to be as tight as a German car. It's not going to have all the same feeling of a German car. But you're going to get the same amount of usability. You're going to get the same amount of quality, I think. Kia was rated #1 in initial quality the last 4 years in a row. So from that aspect, these are good cars. Now, I love German cars. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge fan of Mercedes. I've had 4 Mercedes, a couple BMWs. I've had an Audi. I love them. Okay, and driving this doesn't necessarily make me never want to buy an Audi or a BMW or anything like that again. But if I had the money and I was in the range, I would definitely be considering the Kia Stinger. So, final thoughts on the Kia Stinger. I like it. It's a really cool car. If you're looking for a family car, this probably isn't what you want. This does have some space in the back, but it's not super roomy. Now, if you are a shorter person, it might be fine. For me, being 6 foot, the seat's got to be all the way back. And when the seat's all the way back, no one can fit behind me. So it is a little tight on space in the rear seating. Again, this is a GT car. Their goal wasn't really rear seat space. Their goal was this seat right here. This is what's important in a GT car. And from that aspect, they nailed it. So I really like this car. It does have a few things I dislike. Like I said, I don't like the dash. But it drives really nice. It's really smooth. I feel like they did a really good job with the engine. The 8-speed gearbox works great. It shifts really quickly. If you're in manual mode and you use the shifters, it doesn't have to think about it. It's a quick change. A lot of times when there's flappy paddle shifters on a car, they tend to they kind of still do their own thing. You're not really in control. In this one, I feel like you actually are in control and you are actually driving the car. This is a driver's car. So from that aspect, it's great. I give it a thumbs up. I think it's a cool car. Thanks for watching SG Autos. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.
Like a bullet train.